Welcome to the Catalonia Punta Cana. so as we're approaching the end of our Punta Cana series, it is time to formally review the Catalonia Punta Cana resort.
So, over the course of the 4 days, we kind of jotted down a few of our pros and a few of our cons. And I will say our pros list outweighs our cons.
Far outweighs our cons list. So number one, first and foremost, the staff. The staff of this resort are absolutely phenomenal. There's not one person that we see on a daily basis that does not know A, our name, or B, our food or drink order already when we get up to the counter.
Yes, definitely. Let's just start from the top and say some thank yous.
Yes.
We want to first start with Martin. Thank you very much for all that you did for us for our 4-day stay.
Yeah, you were amazing. You made sure to come say hi to us every day. When we were drinking coffee in the mornings, or even if you just saw us out on the resort, you made a point to stop, say hello, and see how our stay is going. Phenomenal, amazing.
Making sure everything was taken care of and there wasn't any rocks that were not unturned.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Martin.
Second is Juan. He was our server at both the lunch buffet. He was our server at dinner. We saw him all over the property. He's one of the ones who knew us by name, knew exactly what we wanted to drink when we sat down. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Everything, yeah. He went above and beyond. And the next person we want to thank is Angela. Thank you very much for making our coffee so extra special every morning.
Yes, we saw her today just before we had our last cup of coffee, and she was heartbroken to see us go, and we are heartbroken to leave her as well. But she's amazing. Thank you so much.
And it's not goodbye
Fantastic.
Forever. We're going to see you again, Angela.
We are coming back, don't you worry. The next person is Rayron at the pool bar. Another one that knew exactly what we wanted to drink. Always a ball of energy, always had a smile on his face. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Every time we captured him, he was dancing or singing, and yeah, he was cute.
And I think the last person by name is Frankel at the front desk. And we will get into this a little bit, but we had to go get a new room key every single night, and he was always there. We never felt like we had frustrated him or anything like that. He was always concerned and made sure that we were taken care of. So thank you very much.
Yes, definitely. And then we're going to just do a blanket thank you for all the staff members. You all went above and beyond. You all made us feel like family, not just guests in your home or your property. So thank you very much for all your hard work. It doesn't go without being noticed.
Yes. Oh, and sorry, we're going to add this one in here too. Daniela with the social media team. So she actually reached out to us. We met up with her this morning, and we had a little bit of an interview for the social media of the Catalonia. So whenever that does come out, we will be pushing that out into our social media as well. But thank you so much for setting that up, for inviting us to talk to us about our stay here at the resort.
Yes, and also we want to touch on this for a second. There are two different sides. There's an adult side, which is the Royal Bovaro, and then there's the side we're on, which is the Punta Cana Catalonia. And we were going to tour the adults only side, the Royal Bovaro. However, we didn't feel, since we didn't stay there, we really didn't use the amenities, we didn't add that in. So if you want to stay at the Catalonia resort, you can, and you can even book on the adult side, and there's no kids.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that in a second with our pros and cons list.
Yeah, so let's jump into that. So like we said, pro number one, staff, for sure. Pro number two, food and drinks. The drinks were flowing constantly, and they didn't, you would think because of an all-inclusive resort that they would be very chintzy, I guess, with their alcohol. But that is not the case here.
Yes.
They made some really stiff drinks, and they were good. They were fantastic. They tasted just like they were supposed to taste. And I mean, hats off to you guys for keeping all of your guests happy with a drink in the hand.
And also the food. It was, the chicken wasn't dry. I mean, the steak tasted phenomenal. The flavors that just burst in your mouth. Like, it was a really good experience. And I went into it not having high expectations, but it's well exceeded what I thought it was going to be, our expectations.
But keep in mind, there is going to be a quality or flavor difference between like the all-day buffet versus the specialty dining in the evening. Obviously, there's going to be a difference in quality there. But for it being an all-day buffet, it was good. I mean, I think we both came into this thinking like, oh, we're thinking of like a cruise buffet type thing where you're going to see the same things every day, which if you've watched our carnival video, you know that they serve potato salad with every meal, or, you know, but it wasn't the case. They switched it up. There was a good variety on that buffet.
But also, speaking of buffets, right now with our situation, they don't know if they need to cook, you know, 10 trays of an item, or if they need to cook 2 trays of an item. So I kind of understand that part of it, because you don't want to throw out a lot of food.
Yeah. So they are still having a buffet while we're talking about that. However, the guests are not the ones grabbing the food. There is an entire line of staff who are serving us the food. We essentially just walk up to the buffet, point to what we want, and then they put it on our plate. So it's completely, obviously different than what you would think a buffet is, but it's still there, all you can eat buffet. So the 3 restaurants that we did eat at here were Toscana, which is the Italian restaurant, Yuca, which is the Dominican Caribbean style restaurant, and then Rodeo, which is the steakhouse here. We did have the pleasure of eating at Toscana twice, and then Yuca and Rodeo once each. And again, food is amazing. You can order as much as you want. If you want to try one of everything, you are more than welcome to. We didn't. We each just got one entree, but there were a couple times like desserts where there was 3 that looked good, so we ordered one of each and then kind of ate, you know, shared
and a couple
everything.
of starters. Like last night I wanted the mozzarella sticks, and we also got the potato skins at the Rodeo restaurant, and they were really good. There's also a plethora of staff members that are taking care of your every wants and needs. So with the resort only being at 30%, the service was quick.
Yeah.
Like, we were in and out within 30 minutes. I mean, really, it was, you know, and you could also sit around and enjoy drinks if you wanted, but we wanted to get on to the next event or go and partake in the live entertainment.
But we do recommend, if you are traveling during these times, they suggested that we make a reservation, and they weren't lying because of the situation. They're only booking every other table or every 3rd table so that they are, you know, working with social distancing. So it did fill up quickly. So when we got here, we just made reservations for the entire week, and we had no problems.
And a little side note, because we've done this on cruises as well, make sure you dine in the specialty restaurants, because that can make or break your experience. If you're eating the buffet every night, it's going to get boring, and it's going to not be...
Your expectations won't be met.
Yes. So make sure you do the special dining whenever it's offered.
Why not? It's included. We didn't pay us. The only money we spent here at the resort for all 4-5 days was tip money. That's it. We didn't pay for a single thing. We got a couple of souvenirs. We got a couple of art pieces. But as far as food, beverage, anything like that, we didn't spend $1. Utilize what you can.
Next thing we want to talk about is accommodations.
So the room is going to be both a plus and a minus for us, and we'll explain why. So first and foremost, we are in the privileged section. So there's different classes of service here, 3 to be exact. One is standard, second is the privileged, and third is the exclusive travelers club. We are not going to comment on the exclusive travelers club because that's a whole nother animal. It's kind of like a timeshare, you know, vacation rental situation. We stayed in a privileged room. With that comes an updated, refreshed room, and you also have your own little area on the beach with its own bar. It's really nice. We do recommend the privilege just for the updated room alone. Was well worth it.
And you also get different alcohol. You're able to go to different areas once they're all opened up. They're still in the process of doing that. So it gets you a few more perks.
It does.
So, and it's not that much more. You might as well go with privilege.
It's really not much more at all for the updated room.
So they just did this update. So you have to remember, this property is an older property, so even though they have updated it, it's still going to be an older style.
Real quick, look at what we're looking at right now. These poor birds are darting at this big. You can stay right where you are, sir.
We'll take care of you.
Are they being mean to you? I'm sorry. Are they being mean to you? See? Tell those birds to leave you alone.
Why are they being brat?
They are darting at him like crazy. They're being mean. Throw another piece down.
So your room is going to be a little bit dated. However, they have modernized it. Your bathroom is amazing.
Yeah.
You have the rain shower and you have the handheld, and the pressure is amazing. You might have a little sulfur smell, but that's pretty much any island you go to. You have that because of their filtration system, their water supply. But
So-
the room, I mean, we didn't hear anybody, and we
No.
had neighbors that were here on an anniversary trip that were having an argument in the hallway, and we could hear them a little bit, but they took it to the room and we couldn't hear them. So we were expecting it to be a long night, and we didn't even
hear them at all.
So they're built solid.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's partly because of hurricanes,
Yeah.
that they're hurricane compliant. But yeah, I mean, the bed was nice for what we paid, and the accommodations were nice, and Martine gave us a little bit of upgrade. But yeah, I liked it. How did you feel?
I did like it. Like he's talking about, the bathroom is very nicely appointed. There are dual vessel sinks, a nice modern eco-friendly toilet. There's dual rain shower heads in the shower. But let's talk real quick about the update. These birds are being so mean to this stork that's by us. They keep darting at him, this poor guy, and he's just sitting here right next to us because maybe he feels like we're going to protect him. However, the reason why the room also falls on our cons list is, like Ryan said, it's an older property. However, with the update, there's a little bit of a lack of attention to detail. And what I mean by that is, in comparison to our Puerto Vallarta vlog with the Sheraton, how they had just updated their room, that attention to detail was unmatched. Here, you'll have paint splatter, you'll have gaps in seams, you will have areas of tile that are missing grout, or where the grout is well smeared over the tile. It's just a little bit of a lack of attention to detail. I feel like it was a quickly done renovation.
Yes, I agree. However, you're not really spending a lot of time in your room, pretty much just to sleep. I mean, we're in our room a couple of evenings for a couple of hours just to watch our Netflix show. But other than that, it was sleeping.
Yeah.
We were literally enjoying all the amenities of the property. So with that, we don't want to make it seem like we didn't like our room or our accommodations, because we did. We're just simply explaining what we have overseen or we've seen the last couple of days.
This alone is not going to make us not come back. We would absolutely 100% any day of the week come back to this resort. That is just something that we feel like we need to say.
Yeah, because there are critics out there, so I don't want one of our viewers to come and stay here and say the World Unlocked never mentioned that, or they never said that.
Yeah.
All right.
And then moving on, the grounds. The grounds of this resort are massive. There are only 3 levels in each building, and just on this side alone, I think there's 18 buildings, and then it's doubled on the other side, so that's at least, 36 buildings, plus you have the adult-only resort. So this place is massive, and the grass is constantly being mowed. It's being raked, trimmed, edged. There is landscaping, lush green landscaping everywhere that's always being trimmed and kept very neat.
20 of them. There's 3 right here around us,
Yeah.
cutting the trees and the bushes and the grass and all that. So, and it's not loud. I don't know what they use, but
We haven't heard anything.
nope. So yeah, that's definitely a plus.
The pool. So, the pool is beautiful and it's massive. However, because the resort right now is only at 30% occupancy, give or take, it was nice. It was never too crowded. There was one day where there were quite a few kids in the pool.
Saturday,
But yeah, Saturday got a little crazy with the children's, but I mean, this is a family resort. It is what it is. But if this place was at full capacity, even though that pool is massive, there's only one. So it would probably be like a Las Vegas pool party on a Saturday here at normal occupancy. So keep that in mind.
Yes. And that can go kind of on the lines of a con because of the kids. They, you know, there wasn't any social distancing and we kept on trying to move away from them and they kept on kind of floating back towards us. And kids will be kids and, you know,
You
the
can't fault
parents
them.
are enjoying the swim up bar, so they're not necessarily watching that. And so there's just caution that
During these times, anyway, it was a little bit kind of a cautious thing because we didn't want to invade someone's space, and we didn't. In return, we didn't want someone else invading our space for the social distancing purposes. Next is the beachfront. There is a ton of beachfront at this resort because it is so massive. It is very wide, and there are beach chairs and umbrellas and pergolas everywhere that are, I mean, it's fantastic.
And Bovaro Beach is one of the good beaches on the island. But I will caution you, another caution, and it could be a con. We sit on the Atlantic side. So the wind is blowing the water in. So there are a lot of areas of seaweed. So if you have an issue with it, and it's weird, it's almost like plastic that you would have like in an aquarium, like a home aquarium,
Yeah.
like the plastic.
It's not the seaweed that gets all in your pockets. Like we went to Mexico one time and in Cozumel where they were having a seaweed problem, and that seaweed got all over us. Like you got out of the water and it was just stuck to you. This is not that. We thought we were going to be covered in it, but as soon as we walked out of the ocean, the seaweed just fell right off
There
of us.
wasn't one
Yeah.
piece of particle on
You just
us.
have to kind of step over it or wade through it as you're getting out into the water.
And we brought our snorkeling gear and we snorkeled, and that was a lot of fun. There's schools of fishes right in front of us that were beautiful. You had blues and yellows. I know we talked about it the other day, but that was right here.
Yeah,
in front
it
of
did make
our-
for good snorkeling
of
because
our
the water is
property.
so clear. Now, the only thing is, and I don't know if this is an all the time thing or just because of the situation we're in, there is no beachside service for drinks or food. You do have to walk back up to the pool bar to get a drink. So I don't know if that's an all the time thing or just right now. But
you can also get multiple drinks, and if you are coming here to drink and have a good time, bring a travel mug.
we saw people with their tumblers and they asked them just to fill up the tumblers.
Get your Yeti and bring it and take it out there, and you'll have a fresh cold drink the whole time you're on the beach.
Yeah.
It's really relaxing, and they do not have a shortage of palapas and lounge
chairs,
seating
yeah.
out there. So,
But I'm going to put that one on my con list because it would be nice to not have to get up every time you wanted a new drink.
yeah, but they might have shifted those workers to being servers now for the food. So
Yeah, we don't know.
We're not quite sure on that, but definitely, if that's gonna make it or break it for you, make sure you email the property and you know.
Yeah. So, with everything that's going on, there are also some amenities that were closed that we didn't get to utilize, but we'll touch on them. One of them is being the Grand Caribe Buffet. So in the front, there's actually a huge buffet area, which is not open right now. Everyone just used the buffet area at the pool. So there, under normal circumstances, are 2 buffets going on. Also, there is a discotheque right next to that. That, again, is not open. And then next to that is a casino, which we were kind of fingers crossed that the casino would be open. But all the
until
casinos on the
mid-August.
island are shut down right now, and that goes for the Hard Rock. Any resort that has a casino, it is shut down right now. And
At
that's
least
by the
until
government.
mid-August,
Yeah.
they're saying.
Just call your resort, double check what amenities they do have, because we did send an email to the staff here before we arrived just to ask for things that are open and closed.
Yeah.
So that's always a smart idea to do. But
Doesn't even matter if you're coming to this resort or any resort. You
resort.
might want to check and see what amenities they have or don't have. You know, check their website, but their website might not be updated, so you might have to physically call or email.
Yeah.
We will put the link for the resort in here, and if you have any questions, the front desk is amazing, so I'm sure you could call them and get any answers.
Yeah, we'll put that link down in the description. But that's probably going to do it for our pros and cons. I'm telling you, our pros list far exceeds our cons list. We would come back to this resort in a heartbeat for the staff alone. I mean, I'm sorry, staff of a property can make it or break it for us.
Staff, food, and drink, and we came here for R&R, and we definitely got that. It was really enjoyable.
It was.
I'm thankful that we made this trip, and I'm thankful that we picked Punta Cana and the Catalonia.
But that's going to do it for us, guys. Let's outro this real quick. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. While you're here, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and
Ring the bell.
so you can be notified every time we put out a new video. Let's go out to one more view of this gorgeous property.